Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Caveman to Cosmos with me, Alpha Bar Omega in Byzantium. So the turn is 3766, 1100 BC, and we are one turn away from soap making. But, as is usual, before we go there, let's have a look at our empire. So, you're probably wondering about Nasos. Well, the city has been upgraded to population level 8, which is, I think, 4,000 people? No, 2,000 people, but I was very close. It is starting to take advantage of several improvements that we have built around the city. Most notably, we have a melon farm here. We've built a couple of lumberjacks as well. We have a coffee plantation here, though it is, well, actually it's not a plantation, it's just a plant picking camp, but I like to call them plantations, But the plant picking camp is giving us a little bonus to happiness, I think, so that is good, and we're also getting quite a lot of gold there. We are now preparing to start taking advantage of the sea tiles here. If you check, we have one workboat traveling here, and another one is in construction in Thessaloniki. So we'll take advantage of the perils and lobster that we have here to further upgrade the city's production. Now the industrial production here is only 46. That's because it is still mostly close to the city, which usually just means that it gets a lot of food and gold production. But you can see that some of the forest tiles are giving us quite a lot of production. So 46 is not bad. We're working on the rock gatherer, then there's the stick gatherer, stone worker, and so on and so on and so forth. We put a couple of things already here. You can see lichen gatherer, lumber gatherer, we got some flint and driftwood gatherer. So things are, progressing smoothly. It's gonna take some time though before the city is fully self-sufficient. Now education is horrifying, crime is skyrocketing, and disease is increasing. So we're gonna address that in the next steps. We're already working on that, and that's actually the theme for me in the past, 20 turns or what was it, where we are actually trying to fix all of these stats. Now I can see that it's working pretty well. For example, Constantinople has crime minus 94, disease minus 164. Patra has 97 crime, but disease only 64. Vodena has disease minus 103, crime 22, and is dropping by 9. So things are really changing in the empire. I'm still tweaking it, training the new shamans or medicine men or whatever they're called. I think medicine men, yeah, medicine men, and we are now working even at the town watches, which is great because finally the town watch can have, you can see in Constantinople we've upgraded 4 of them. I dispersed the 4 old units, and we're gonna disperse these as well, as they had only minus 4 crime per turn per city, and they had only 1 policing, giving them an additional bonus of minus 2. While the new town watch has minus 6 per turn per city, and they have policing 2, which gives them additional minus 6. So they're at minus 12 compared to minus 6, so it's more, well, it's not more, it's actually exactly double of the performance that we had before, for the same money, I'd like to say. So that's gonna take some time. I'm dispersing it from the bigger cities. I think right now only Constantinople, but Patra is going to be the next one that's gonna do that. And we focused on some of the fringe cities like Trebizond, where the crime was actually really high. Same with disease, and now you can see that it's just, we went all the way around to the other side of the curve. But better to have minus 200 than to have 250 and start getting things like scurvy. So yeah, that's the most important part. The second thing that I actually wanted to mention is that Constantinople started working on the brazen bull because we have access to it. It is kind of an interesting building because it increases disease but lowers crime. Of course, who would like to get baked in the brazen bull? I actually don't know if I said that. Some of you probably don't know what the brazen bull is. That is a really interesting thing. So let me read the description for the 2 people that don't know. No, actually, it is a very interesting concept that was very widely known if you ever looked into torture techniques. The brazen bull, bronze bull, or Sicilian bull was a torture and execution device designed in ancient Greece. According to Diodorus Siculus, recounting the story of Bibliotheca Historica, Perillus of Athens invented and proposed it to Phalaris, the tyrant of Agragas, Sicily, as a new means of executing criminals. The bull was made entirely of bronze, hollow, with a door in the side. The bull was in the form and size of an actual bull and had an acoustic apparatus that converted screams into the sound of a bull. The condemned were locked inside of the device, and a fire was set under it, heating the metal until the person inside was roasted to death. And yes, as he was screaming, the bull was bellowing due to that apparatus. So, insane thing, but for Constantinople it means lowering crime, it means increasing culture, 20 boost to espionage, 2 to great person, and only 1 gold and 1 unhappiness and 1 unhealthiness as a thing to that. So I'm gonna take it. I'm going way overboard on Constantinople's crime. Once this levels, I will probably just disperse some of the town watches, because we don't really need to be that low on a crime. But the brazen bull and the other means are gonna help. As Constantinople is gonna grow, the crime is gonna multiply exponentially, or at least so I believe, and all of the things that I've seen are telling me that. So any building that can lower crime is welcome. We've also done quite a lot of work on the tile improvements. Some of the cities are benefiting from that. Right now, I am working on some rock improvements somewhere. I found it that we didn't just improve it, but I don't know where it is. Maybe it's somewhere in the north. There was a rock improving tile. Never mind. I guess, yeah. Let it just be said that we are improving the situation for our people massively, which we are. That is a fair statement. So right now, let's end the turn and hear what soap making has in store for us. Actually, why are you? Did I select that unit? Why are you making me put it there back? Huh, weird. Oh, I guess I selected it by accident. You can see that we are working on some lesser wealth, so we're running out of buildings from, in a couple of cities. But I believe that soap making is gonna fix that. And actually, later on, I want to turn these into, town watch and other unit building cities. So we'll see how it's gonna go, because our military needs to get better. Yeah, I guess now the soap making is all that is there to be said before we jump to next update. So let's enjoy that together. Oh, and here's Ben Gurion with a trade offer for divination. They want salt processing for it. Actually, divination is way more valuable than salt processing, it seems, so why not? Sounds like a deal. Farewell.
The traditional soap was invented 40 centuries ago by the Mesopotamians in Aleppo, one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in history.
So soap making reveals lye and soap. Basically, if I'm not mistaken, we need to make lye so that we can make soap. Correct? Yeah, requires lye. So we need to have the lye available. So all of our buildings, or our cities, will have to build first a lye maker, which will increase water pollution and a risk of fire a bit, but give us a bit of income in return. And then we can build a soap maker, which is going to give us a bit of an income and a lowered disease. An extra happiness if we get dye or perfumes, which I believe we got dyes, so that should be fine. Other than that, nothing else comes from this. This is really just truly about the soap. Oh, and you finished the town watch. well, start working on the winemaker. Is the effect? Yeah, we're gonna get slightly more from that.
To divine is to imagine the world rightly, to see past the illusion that we are separate from the entire fabric of reality.
Okay, so divination. Divination gives us the Oracle, which is a world wonder that I kind of like. It gives extra culture, gives you one free technology, which is what I like about it the most, and it gives you some education and a lot of tourism. It also gives you an augur, which gives you extra education. That's kind of nice, and lowers the unhappiness from war. It's actually really useful, and lowers anger duration from sacrificing population. That's interesting. And a mystic huts. Okay, plus to education, extra military unit production, and requires profits. Is that a civic? Yeah, it is a civic, so we can change that. Let's see the big picture for the profits. Profits. So we get a divine cult, which lowers the birth rate of the great person, gives us some maintenance costs from distance to palace, maintenance for numbers of cities. Yeah, actually this is a bit of an expensive tech. Gives unhappiness if we have non-state religion in a city, but it gives us happiness if we do have that. Lowers war unhappiness, gives us some free military upkeep, a bit of culture and espionage in all cities, a bit of culture and espionage in capital, but lowers a bit of our income. While profits don't give too much. Profits, individuals regarded as being in contact with divine beings periodically introduce new religions to the people. Okay, the birth rate is increased in cities with state religion, I guess. We get extra happiness from Oracle and Stonehenge. Missionaries are trained 20% faster. We get 2 free priests in all cities. And also construction of Augur, Shrine, and Mystic Hut. Okay. But removes quite a lot of bonuses. Divine Card, huh? And Divine Card actually stops the spread of non-state religions. That's interesting. Gives extra culture. And workers build improvements 10% faster. We're actually working on a lot of things right now. So yeah, that's kind of a interesting thing. Plus, there's a free military upkeep here, which this one doesn't give. Well, it's a bit of a different thing to have. But I believe it would greatly reduce our income eventually. So you know what, I'm gonna finish most of the upgrades that we have, and I'm gonna look around on our military upkeep and how it is going to affect us, and I'm gonna come back with this. Because I also like the culture and the espionage spread, which profits don't give. And we're kinda doing good as far as money goes, so I don't really need to save the money immediately. And I mean, the Divine Cult is actually pretty good as far as Druidism goes, so I'm gonna leave that alone for now. Okay, so next comes Sericulture, and Sericulture is actually the last technology that we have scheduled. So once that one is done, we are probably going to start beelining towards Monarchy. I will not take the classical lifestyle afterwards, but I would like to have that option, because we then can look at each of the technologies that are here and decide which one we want, and maybe even trade for some of those. So yeah, anyway, I'll see you in the next update, which is going to be before we get Sericulture. So see you there. Oh, and Ben Gurion won't trade divination. You don't say. turn 3779, year 1083 BC, and we are one turn away from sericulture. But before we go there, I wanted to start by saying that I changed my mind about our civics, because our income has started rapidly worsening as we are producing more and more units to battle disease and crime, and we could now use the extra income. So let's go to the civics and actually see what the effect is going to be. Now, switching from divine code to prophets is going to have some negative effects on us, which is going to be the loss of free military upkeep. It is also going to increase the unhappiness from war, lower happiness in some of our cities, and most importantly, it's gonna stop the non-state religion spread. On the other hand, prophets give us extra missionaries training. They increase the great person birth rate. And generally speaking, they're a step ahead. And I was thinking about it because in the beginning, I actually thought that divine cult might be a good thing because it goes well with Judaism. But then I'm thinking maybe prophets might be even better as far as that goes. So let's just see what the impact on the income is going to be. I already checked that it's not going to have any turns for revolution, so we can see the effect immediately. Well, actually, that was dramatic. From -5 to 255 gold. And it is disabling something. The Divine Monument. Okay. In all of our cities. Oh, never mind. We can now increase the investment into research to maximum and still retain 148 gold per turn. That's good. We're one turn away from sericulture, but I wanted to point out that I completely missed the fact that about the same time that we are getting the sericulture, we are getting the great person. We are going a bit over, but that doesn't matter. So it's either going to be a great engineer, we got 90% there, or great merchant, 10%. So that is going to happen. As far as our empire goes, though, there really isn't much to say. It's the same old, just more balanced. I actually managed to battle disease and crime in most of the cities. So you can see disease in Trebizond is -281, crime 67. Here we got 60 in Iconium, -41 disease. Yeah, Atalaya is still a bit struggling with crime, but I'm already sending a unit on the way. So 112 now, but in the next update it's going to be much lower. Disease 56. Same for Laodicea. They actually have a town watch on the way as well, 133. Disease -9. Adi. Okay, that one is interesting, but yeah, they're building their own town watch. That's why they don't have a unit here. So they need to build the town watch to lower the crime. Disease -48. Dorilaum is building the oil lamps town watch, so they're gonna battle their own crime as well. Amorium, exactly the same story. Disease is dropping, as you can see, because we sent a person there. Nisos, a bit of a interesting story here. We have units on the way for both crime and disease. You can see that the income has increased to 51. Industrial. We also are getting way more money from the city. As you can see that we have improved this town. This one is still improving. We've also built a hamlet here, I think it is, or not sure what the name is. One is hamlet, the other one is something else, but we built the better one. Constantinople, you can see that disease -164, crime is -284. We are still 24 turns away from the brazen, but we can see that there's a ton of things that we have shadowed afterwards. Patra has crime of -45, disease of 23, building the lie makers, so that's for the show. But both crime and disease are dropping. So yeah, it's the same story everywhere. Crime -162 for Modena, disease -127. So we get it under control. It's extra maintenance, but I believe that in the long term it's good. I also wanted to update you on the population because we are now sitting on 114,500 people in our empire, which is great. And as you look at it's the graph, not the statistics, you will see that our score is increasing rapidly, while our biggest enemy, which is Israel, is falling behind, which is what's making me super, super happy. Speaking of Israel, they actually tried to blackmail us for technology, but it's no longer there anymore. Yeah, but they actually came and demanded a tribute. I laughed in their face, and we got a -1 in relations for that. And you can see that we were having a really positive relations. Now it's not there anymore. But you're polluting your oceans, upsetting that you have fallen under the sway of a heathen religion. Okay, so they're mad about the religion. They weren't mad about that before. War is going bad for us. Is there anything that we can trade with you? Nope. Nope. Could we ask them to adopt something? That would be kind of cool. Or we could start spreading Druidism there. Oh, that actually reminds me. I forgot about spreading Druidism to Nessos. So I need to do that as well. Let me schedule a construction of a Druidic missionary right now. Otherwise, I'm going to forget again. I thought about it and then I forgot. And how long for you to finish that? 3 turns. Then we're going to have access to lobster, which is going to be good because that is 4 food and 6 gold in 1 tile. Nessos is going to have to rock all of those special buildings that you get in the port cities, like, Lighthouse and Pierre and stuff like that. I'm also watching the Ancient Customs. They are going to be great for it, but there's still 28 turns, so I think that we're going to build the counting stinks. And actually, I think that right now that might be good. So it's giving... Yeah, you know what? Let's schedule that now after the counting sticks. It was like 45 turns in the beginning. Now it's 28. So that's looking slightly better. Then we'll have to work on the things like beadworker, marketplace, and stuff like that. Because port cities tend to have a huge food and gold income. Not so much industrial. So sericulture. Sericulture is going to be great because it's going to allow us to finally use these 2 silk tiles that we are not using at all. So we need to get those. Looking forward to it. I already have the workers giddy with anticipation of that. So let's end the turn. See what great person we get and see the sericulture. And then we can look a bit on the research tree what's going to come next. Because I haven't checked it. I already scheduled the way to monarchy. But I haven't really checked what's coming next. I think Matriarchy and Patriarchy, but the other ones I didn't really look at. Okay, so we got Khosrau I was the 22nd Sasanian Emperor of Persia and the most famous and celebrated of the Sasanian kings. He laid the foundation of many cities, palaces, bridges, dams, and oversaw the repair of trade roads. Okay, cool.
They weave webs like spiders that become a luxurious clothing material for women called silk.
Pliny the Elder, Natural History. So sericulture is really a one-trick pony. It can provide us with silk farms. I'm looking forward to that, as I mentioned. They give a lot of extra income, and the more, the further you go. It also gives us some other buildings that we've already seen most of this, like the butterfly gatherer and so on, but you need special things for that. Same with dung beetle gatherer and so on and so on. There's tons of that. Some of it requires silk, some of it won't, so I'm interested in seeing how it's gonna affect our city. So first of all, let me check where my workers are. They should be up here in the north somewhere, or have we? No, I think we've already moved south. Here's the Trebizond Heroes, Third Watch. Where are you guys? Ah, here they are. What is this? Tile. Ah, we wanted to build a farm here, I see. Well, how about this? Okay, let's finish the farm. I'm trying to use them. Okay, let them build the farm. I'm gonna see about it. And Adrianople has the great engineer Khosrau the Firstborn. So what can he give us? He can join the city, giving us extra production and science, and extra experience to sea worker type units and worker type units, or we can get a traditional work ethic. Gives a bit of culture. Free effect traditional work ethic in every city. Okay. Basically 17 culture. He would discover falconry for us. Hurry production of tavern, or start a golden age. No anarchy. Choose a desired discovery tech. Now I tend to drop these, you know, that in the capital, because just the extra income makes a ton of sense. We already got one great engineer here. Priest. It helps with the income and a pause-free production. In 100 turns is 300. In 1,000 years, that's gonna be 3,000. You know, we are already near at turn 4,000, so I'm tempted though to go with a golden age here. But again, if he joins the city, he's gonna give us 3 extra science, and Matriarchy costs 30,000. So he would discover an entire technology in 10,000 turns, and that is something that we are definitely gonna get to eventually if we play long enough. So better than the Falcon. Okay, let's just join him in the city. And here we got Thessaloniki Town Watch. Did you need that? Or yeah, you need that. You just definitely needed that. So let's keep you in the city. Let you build up crime fighting. And that's that. That is that for this update. Now, we promised to look a bit at the technology advisors. So what do we have here? Matriarchy. Enables Matriarchy. Then we got Patriarchy. Enables Patriarchy. Okay, we'll have a bit of a look into that one. Then Monotheism. Okay, what does Monotheism give? Solomon and Makabu's buildings. Masada. Aha. And Pergamon altar. World Wonder. Great General steals 2. Okay, that's pretty good. And allows Israeli culture, but nothing extra. Oh, enables state church. Ha! Now that is a good one. That is a good one. That's actually something that the prophets would lead to. Maintenance cost. Ah, it goes back to the maintenance. But increases free military upkeep per population. Cities with state religion train units faster. Construct buildings faster. Interesting. Extra experience gives boost to everything. Science, gold. Okay, that is actually a pretty good tech for us. And yeah, then we get to monarchy. And monarchy allows monarchy and sovereignty, which are 2 civics, I believe. And a whole bunch of things. Meeting hall, which is not, that is probably, nope, it's not an upgrade, but I thought it would be the upgrade to the dining hall. Royal monument, spy howdat, governor's menagerie, culture English, culture marina, culture Nungar, and a ton of extra world wonders like Tomb of Cyrus, Terracotta Army, treasury, plus 2% gold in all cities. Oh, that's a national wonder. We're gonna build that one. Nice. And Abu Simbel. Really beautiful. If you haven't been there, I strongly recommend that. Okay. And from there, it's just a step to classical lifestyle, but there is still a ton of things that we can get, like glass blowing, linguistic, central heating. Lowers building maintenance and required to build bathhouse. Hydraulic mining gives extra income from mine and quarry. That's actually really good. Reincarnation, I'm not sure if we want that. Karma. Astrology though. Astrology school would be good. Yeah, that gives education and science. And we are all about that science. So actually we can shadow that, can't we? Okay, so astrology requires resurrection. Believe in resurrection. It's an automatically believed thing that lowers crime. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. Magic shop. Okay, that's great. Gives bonuses with books, clothing, firecrackers, glassware, hats, jewelry, masks, sculptures, and toys. Oh, it's gonna be good for the income. And then astrology, which will give us the fortune tower and the astrology school. Is that no, that's a regular building. What's the requirements? Barter post, we got that. Paper or scrolls or tablets, we got that. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. What else? Oratory, I remember, yeah, that one is also important, so let's get that one. We don't really struggle with education, so we can get that. Candle making, that's also a good one. Of course we want the falconry. Gears, hydraulic mining, so it's 12. Scriptures, oh, graveyard, mausoleum, those greatly reduce unhealthiness, so let's get that. Glass blowing, linguistics, bard, Persian poet. What's a bard? Is that an upgrade? Yeah, that's education upgrade. Cloud patterns, those give an extra income from farms. And then we're spread with stuff like that. Reincarnation. Believe in reincarnation. Well, we have the resurrection, so I don't know if we want to go there. But veterinary medicine is also probably a pretty good. Ancient veterinarian. Dog breeder or cat breeder. And first aid for animals. We can have that one. And cuisine. Sure. Extra things for us. And luxury furniture shop. Okay, so 20 tech. And the rest is just religion, if I see correctly. We haven't left anything here. We didn't. Okay, and then it's gonna be either through karma into reincarnation, and then or just directly to classical lifestyle. So cool. Let me see you when we get Matriarchy. Turn 3798, year 1058 BC, and we are one turn away from Matriarchy. But before we go there, a little update on the Empire. Well, we've done quite a lot. I'm gonna start by speaking about Nisos, where we have finished the upgrade of all of the tiles in the nearby land. It is pretty good. The production is at 53, growing steadily. Once we get the ancient customs, it's gonna be back to building the basic industrial production boosting things. You can see that crime is dropping, disease is managed. The same situation is in almost all our cities. I don't think we have a really crime or disease problem anywhere else in the Empire right now, which is great. I've also taken the time to improve on some of the resources that we got. You can see that we have the silk producing tiles here, which allow us to start doing like here, animal silk farms, which is kind of interesting to see. I don't know how it's connected, because Vodena can build it, Nikia can't, but you know, we have the right things here. We improved some tiles over here. Constantinople is still working on the brazen bull, and I found out that they can actually start building the world wonders again. So of the ones that we have here, I decided that we're gonna build the oracle. And we need to put the hanging garden somewhere else, because they give +1 population in all cities, which is amazing, and it's going to be really good. Though, I'm going to shadow it somewhere else, but I'm considering actually if the oracle wouldn't be worse. But the oracle gives a lot of culture. The 1 population is pretty amazing. Let's actually check together where we could build that. I know that. Yeah, Patra has the highest production. Can you build? No, you can build the Hanging Gardens. You can, but you have 154, and you can actually build the Great White House as well. Wow, plus 2 trade routes in all coastal cities. We need that one as well. Oh hell, I have neglected that. 295, that's Nicaea, and Nicaea can actually build it. So let's schedule this in a Nicaea. You don't really need the, yeah, you don't need the soap maker. So you're gonna work on the Hanging Gardens, and could we put the lighthouse somewhere else? 140, 141. Our coastal cities aren't all that great, are they? 154. And you're actually working on lesser wealth. Why? Do you have nothing that you could build? You could build a rabbit breeder and a trap for rabbits, which would be really big. But you could also build us the Gate of the Sun. This one has been standing out there for quite some time, and I don't think anyone has built it, so why not? You can build the Gate of the Sun. We'll have it in Nicomedia. But now really, the lighthouse, who is going to build it? It would take 87 turns for you, 86 turns for Atalea, $79 turns for Thessaloniki. It looks like Thessaloniki is the winner. Yeah, it's 87. Yeah, 79 turns is the fastest that we can do this, which is insane, but I guess it's also the only way you can do it. You're building on a sacrificial altar. What will boost your production? You can build them on mine borax, but that's not gonna help. Actually, I found out that the Mystic's Hut give a decent boost to production, but it's also only +2. So that is not something that we are interested in. Okay, so you build me the Great White House. That's gonna take a lot of time, and I don't see any way how we could boost your production at this point, but hopefully no one else is gonna build that. Kinda interesting. I did not notice that that was possible. And okay, I did not also notice that there was a lesser wealth here, because that actually cut quite deeply into our income. I was starting to think about another city, but you know, once we get to around 5,000 we can do it, or once we get to around plus 150 per turn we can do it. Don't forget that we get all of this extra population here. Actually, I think we could use you to hurry up the production of 560 for the construction of the Brazen Bull, or you could go for the Great White House. How much? 12,000. How much do the citizens add? I think they can also hurry production. Oh, okay. They give more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, might be kinda good. Don't you also help with that? You can. So why don't we send you guys to the Great White House and you can speed up the construction, because I mean 2 extra trade routes per city is amazing. I mean it's coastal city, but that's still amazing, and it would give us extra science as well. The flammability is going to be a nightmare though. Is there a well here or something? Palmer Workshop is not gonna help. Well, I'll have to see how that's gonna go. Anyway, let's hear it from Matriarchy. I'm interested in seeing the effects of that technology. And we're gonna look at the Patriarchy as well. Oh, wow, sorry about that. Sorry about that. My tea nearly spilled because the coaster fell down and I barely caught the tea itself. And these loading screens are annoying me too. I wonder how long they're gonna get. It's only going to get worse, you guys know that, but there's not much I can do with it. I will eventually, I guess, start cutting them out, because this is getting ridiculously long.
My mother was the most beautiful woman I ever saw. All I am I owe to my mother. I attribute all my success in life to the moral, intellectual, and physical education I received from her.
So matriarchy just really leads to patriarchy and gives us just matriarchy. So let's check it out. There isn't really much else to talk about. So we have the junta, matriarchy, females dominate all positions of power. So there's the same effect as patriarchy in maintenance. Maintenance costs for all cities on the continents. Maintenance for the overseas city is actually increased by patriarchy by 1%. Matriarchy gives extra 20% chance to capture, but lower the chance to avoid capture. Extra unhappiness with war. Cities require less food to grow, and a boost for all trade routes, production and everything. What do you guys do? You give more of a production and more from trade routes. Capital is better, but you don't have the bonuses to growth. And we have junta, which is actually insanely expensive, but also gives us military unit production, gives us a bonus to trade routes. And no, I think that's actually... We're gonna go with sovereignty once we get monarchy, because that's going to make everything much better. It's gonna lower the costs of everything, lower the... war unhappiness gives us more boosts to capital, cities, trade. Yeah, it seems like that's gonna be the way we're gonna go. But for now we have the junta, and the junta is not all that bad. Okay, so on that note, I think I'm gonna end the episode here. The next technology is gonna be patriarchy. It's gonna take 22 turns, after which we are going to monotheism and then monarchy. Monarchy is going to be a big game changer that gives us quite a lot of stuff. And everything after that is basically optional. I know there's tons and tons of things that we want, but those are just going to make our lives better. And unfortunately, there's the fact that once you research the classical lifestyle, all of these technologies get that much more expensive to get. You get basically a penalty to research things that you passed. So we need to finish them before we move forward. But hopefully we might, catch someone with the technologies to trade with us. That would be pretty good. And after we get classical lifestyle, there's going to be a swell of things that we're going to go with. Ironworking, for example, that's going to be amazing. And we're going to get swordsmen. Mathematics are going to be amazing. Lumberjacks, geogos, more of that currency. More income for us. The alphabet. Crime, illegal immigration, interesting. Meditation, horse breeding, ancient machinery, cryptography, literature, code of laws. There's so many things that we can get. All of these technologies are just amazing. And then medieval lifestyle. I mean, it gets quite short in the classical lifestyle, but I'm looking forward to it quite a lot. Concrete. Yep, I did not know that, but the ancient Romans were using concrete. Democracy. Actually, do you give democracy? Enables republic, legislature, and proletariat. Yeah, we could get a republic. Well, if you get a republic, I'm gonna stick with the republic. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next episode. Oh! Interesting. That's the first time that a foreign religion spread to one of our cities. Schematism and Druidic tradition. Never seen that before in this playthrough, because we were protected. Who has schematism? Is that you guys? No, you are... wait, what's that? Mesopotamism. Who actually has schematism? Is that... Is it Babylon? I don't know. But it has to be Babylon if it's spread to here. Well, anyway, as I said, thank you very much for joining me. See you next time.